And good morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Don with you in the Alpha Weather Center. Good morning. It is early morning, Wednesday, January 4th on Dr. Don's weather. And we are here this morning to bring you severe weather coverage. We have round two moving into East Alabama. At this hour, we have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued by the National Weather Service that covers several counties in our coverage area. So we'll read you the verbiage on this. The National Weather Service in Birmingham has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Autauga County, Elmore County, northeastern Lowndes County, northern Montgomery County, and southern Coosa County, or southeastern Coosa County in east central Alabama. This warning is in effect until 3:30 a.m. this morning. At 2:31, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Winona to near Deatsville to near Lounsboro to Haneyville, moving to the east at around, or that's Haynesville, I should say, moving to the east at around 50 miles per hour. The main threat with this line of thunderstorms is going to be 60 mile per hour wind gust and penny-sized hail as it moves through locations such as Montgomery, Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka, perhaps even Tallahassee, Equality, and over toward Deatsville. Eclectic may also get in on this storm. And then eventually maybe over into Lee County, Auburn University in Montgomery, and then potentially, if it holds together, could end up over in Lee County over on the eastern side of the state as well. So we're going to watch this for you. Again, no tornado warnings in effect this morning, and that's the good news. We have had a new tornado watch in effect for several hours across West Alabama. And so far, we haven't seen any tornado warnings issued this morning. So now we have just a severe thunderstorm warning. And I say just a severe thunderstorm warning. I'm not trying to minimize this by no means. If you're in the path of a severe thunderstorm, you should certainly take it seriously. I'm just talking comparatively speaking to what we have been dealing with. We don't have any tornado warnings in effect for the state of Alabama, which is a good sign this morning. We switch back to the Birmingham radar, and you can kind of see what we have to deal with this morning. Now, with this environment that we have, we certainly could go tornadic at any moment. So, as I was telling you yesterday afternoon during some of these thunderstorm warnings, in this particular environment, this particular setup, I would treat a thunderstorm warning as though it were a tornado warning, in the respect that you need to be ready to go to your safe place. If that thunderstorm warning is upgraded to a tornado warning, it can happen really quick. And we did see that happen up in Randolph and Chambers County yesterday. So if you're down here anywhere in Montgomery, back up into Elmore County, even up in the extreme southern portions of Coosa County, you need to be prepared for the possibility of an upgrade on this severe thunderstorm warning. Though I don't see anything tornadic in that storm at the moment. Let me switch over to the velocity product and we'll zoom in. I mean, that's pretty strong looking right there just north of Wetumpka. About to cross over 231 just north of Wetumpka, and we've got a little bit of a bow in that line of storms. So if we have any significant wind, I would say that it's going to be from about maybe 10 miles north of Wetumpka down to Wetumpka proper. Is where that heaviest wind would be. It's just moved through the Deatsville area as it continues moving on off to the east. And then there may be some more pretty strong winds up there in the northern part of Elmore County, right along the Elmore County, Coosa County line, also about to cross over 231 right there at the county line. We zoom out and give you the big picture of all of East Alabama. We have some strong winds up here around Sylacauga, back over toward Ashland, but those are not severe. We'll switch back to the reflectivity And you can see, again, what's happening all over the entire area. For you folks over here in Randolph County, you've got some thunder and lightning, especially up there in southern Cleburne County, places like Heflin. Getting some pretty heavy rainfall at this hour back over toward Mount Cheaha. The I-20 corridor is a complete washout this morning. And then that heavy rain stretches back over to around Delta in Clay County. Maybe some hail right there, too, just to the west of Delta. A lot of lightning there. If you're looking back up toward Mount Cheaha, you're seeing a pretty good lightning show this morning. And then that heavy rain moves back over into Talladega, down into around Sylacauga, and then it stretches down through central Coosa County into northern and central Elmore County, and then to about Montgomery, and then that line stretches all the way back down to around Mobile with just copious amounts of lightning strikes. I mean, that one frame you're looking at right there has almost 700 lightning strikes in the last 3 minutes. So if you're traveling I-65 anywhere south of Montgomery and you're pointed toward Mobile, you're going south on I-65, the sky is just constantly lit up as far as you can see back to your south and southwest. Not a good ride on I-65 this morning. And we still have a lot of lightning up here in northeast Alabama and east central Alabama, but nothing like what we're seeing from Montgomery south along that line of storms. Now, let's go up here and look at northwest Georgia. For those of you who may be watching us in Georgia this morning, good bit of lightning there as well from Jasper down to just south of Rome. And that continues on down into Cherokee County, Alabama. Let me switch back to the Atlanta radar for just a second so we can see what's happening up here in northeast Georgia, which is where I'm broadcasting from this morning. We have some heavy rain across the northern sections of White County back over into Lumpkin, and then that stretches right up Highway 129 on up into the Blairsville area. Some very heavy rainfall up there along 76. And that extends back to around Jasper, Canton, and then down to around Rockmart. 75 is going to be a complete nightmare this morning trying to get into work in Atlanta. And then again, that stretches back into Cherokee County, Alabama. No severe weather in Georgia at this hour. No watches or warnings anywhere in the state of Georgia. The only warnings we have that we're watching this morning is back over here in Alabama, and that is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning that is now in effect for southern Coosa, Elmore, Montgomery, and then there's a second one that's about to expire for northern Autauga and Chilton. And I can tell you that the storm that prompted that severe thunderstorm warning, which will expire in 3 minutes, has since moved on over into southern Coosa and Elmore. That's the reason for that new severe thunderstorm warning that has since been issued. But again, the good news to bring to you this morning, we have not seen any tornado warnings over the last several hours across Alabama, which is an indication that maybe we don't have as conducive atmosphere as we had yesterday when it comes to tornadoes. Maybe we're not in that type situation this morning. But again, you need to be weather aware as we continue to watch this line move through. Now, this will be the final line. It will move through the next couple of hours, and then the severe weather threat will go away, and we'll actually see the sunshine this afternoon. So better weather certainly on the horizon for East Alabama and West Georgia. I know it has been a long 24 hours, especially since we did have some tornadic activity yesterday up in southern Randolph and northern Chambers yesterday afternoon. Thank goodness there was no major damage. We did get multiple reports of trees that were snapped into down in northern Chambers County. And then also a few reports of some trees down across southern Randolph County as well. We tracked that tornado for you, was right on top of it, and all the descriptions we gave you seem to have been confirmed by reports from folks in that area. So we'd love to hear from you, and we hope that you'll continue to send us those damage reports when we have these type of weather situations. Good morning, Julie Lane. Laura Enos is in here this morning. Good morning to all of you folks. Julie's asking the question, when will this be around Roanoke? Well, you've got some very heavy storms in the northern part of Randolph County now and also back across Clay. I don't think the actual cell that's prompting this warning down in Coosa and Elmore, I don't believe that will make it up into Randolph. It certainly could make it across central and southern Chambers. It could make it across central and southern Tallapoosa, and it could also end up over here in Lee County if it holds together. But I think the worst part of this, unless something changes, and it could, right now it looks like those areas that are warned with that severe thunderstorm warning, that portion of the line will stay a little bit south of Randolph County. So while you do have heavy weather in the area, you don't have anything severe in the area of Roanoke at this hour. Pretty windy being reported by Don the Fourth there. Shelby Strength reporting to us this morning, getting windy in Millbrook. Probably storming pretty good down there right now. As let me get down here and we will just zoom in. Yeah, it should be pouring in Millbrook right now. The worst part of the storm passed to your north. But Millbrook should be getting hammered right now with very, very heavy rainfall and maybe even some hail just a little bit north of downtown Millbrook. So the 2 or 3 main threats with these storms this morning will be gusty straight-line winds. Some hail is possible with these storms, and of course the torrential rainfall could cause some flash flooding. We have a flash flood watch in effect for the entire area until noon this afternoon. Christy Burks, good morning to you. Christy's talking about the fact that it's warm in Roanoke for January 4th. It certainly is. Thunder and lightning at Napoleon. Thank you, Vanessa. Caitlin Hill asking a question mark about Lynette. Again, same thing for you. Nothing happening over there right now, but that line of storms will eventually move through your area in the next couple of hours. And folks, understand when I'm doing these live weather coverage, if I'm not specifically talking about your town where you're watching from, then that means there's nothing to be concerned about. I can guarantee you if there is severe weather in your town, I'm going to be talking about it. We typically focus on the area where the worst weather is taking place, and we will follow that as it moves through East Alabama. And we'll kind of try to give you an idea if we think that that particular storm is going to eventually affect your area. But it would just be impossible for me to talk about every single turn in the road in all 9 counties that we cover all the time. We try to follow the storms as they move through. So if I'm not talking about your particular town at the moment, then right now you have nothing to worry about. Tawana's watching us this morning up in Woodland. Let's see. Good morning, Josh Roberts. Megan's asking for an update for Ranburne. Nothing serious up there right now, Megan. You do have very, very heavy rainfall there in southern Cleburne County, and that is going to continue sinking to the southeast. Maybe even a little hail, too, just north of Ranburne. That'll be moving toward Bowden and Mount Zion. But, yeah, just real heavy rainfall up there in Ranburne this morning. Nothing severe at the moment. Roanoke Walmart tuned in this morning. Good morning, Christy. Good to see you. There's Dakota. Thank you, Dakota. I appreciate your support. Good morning, Alexander City. Good to see you, Beverly. Good morning, Danielle. Hillary, thank you. Good morning, Dana. Buxton, you're there over there in Chambers County, right there on the line. Yeah, that line of storms, the The severe part of it is going to be just south of you. I think it stays down here south of Rockford as it moves over into Tallapoosa County. I mean, right now you've just got some light to moderate showers right there along the Chambers County, Tallapoosa County line. But for Budston, it's going to be a close call. Depends on if this stuff continues moving off to the northeast, then you certainly could get in on the action here in the next 30 minutes. So we'll have to watch out for you, Budston, there in Tallapoosa County. Thank you, Kim. Good morning, Anita from Valley, Alabama. And Bacon Levels in the house. Good morning, Misty. All right, so that's kind of where we stand this morning. Again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning, which covers southern or southeastern Coosa County. It covers all of Elmore County and stretches down into Montgomery County. It is moving to the east-northeast at about 35 to 40 miles per hour. Heads up Dadeville, heads up Camp Hill, heads up Lochapoka, Reeltown, Tallahassee, Bama Park, Oak Bowery, probably heads up Lafayette, Lynette. You need to keep an eye on this valley as it moves on off to the east, northeast. Alexander City, you're certainly going to get some extremely heavy rain. And if you look to your south and southwest, you see a heck of a lightning show taking place down there. Near Equality or just south of Equality and just north of Wetumpka. But I think the worst of this stays just south of Alexander City. Now, if you're over on Lake Martin, different story. Bama Park up here on 63, 49 that runs through Reeltown and crosses over Highway 50. Back over toward our town, Kalijah on 63. It's knocking on your door, and we're talking extremely heavy rainfall and most likely some hail contained within this storm as well. And I got to say that the lightning is going to be a major threat here also. I mean, just in that one frame, we're looking at 166 strikes in the last 3 minutes. So that is certainly going to cause some damage. Of course, lightning, of course, is very dangerous, so nobody needs to be outdoors over here toward Lake Martin. If you're camping at Wind Creek State Park or any of the campgrounds around Lake Martin, you need to be taking cover immediately. And I would go to a bathhouse. I wouldn't stay in a camper, and certainly wouldn't stay in a tent or an automobile. Best idea is to go to the bathhouse if you're at one of the campsites around Lake Martin. This morning. Even though this is not a tornado warning, it is certainly strong enough to cause serious damage to RVs and camping trailers and tents and that sort of thing. So about to move over to Lake Martin, and you don't want to be outside in this stuff. All right, so I'm going to step aside. We're doing things a little different yesterday and today. I'm actually broadcasting from the Emergency Operations Center for the county I work for. So we're doing things a little bit different, and instead of staying with wall-to-wall coverage, I have to also take care of this particular area that I cover up here in northeast Georgia. So periodically I have to take breaks and check on things here. And then I'll come right back and continue to update you for East Alabama and West Georgia. And if we were to start having severe weather up here in North Georgia at the same time, then I'll cover both areas. And we will pull in our public safety YouTube and Facebook to the broadcast. So for those of you who are here in northeast Georgia that follow me ordinarily, you know I occasionally talk about northeast Georgia. We're going to put more of an emphasis on that now if we start to have severe weather up here. So you can follow the White County Public Safety page on Facebook and on YouTube. And you can continue to watch us here on our East Alabama and West Georgia coverage, because I'm certainly not going to leave you out of the equation if there's anything of any significance to talk about up here. So I'm going to step aside for a few minutes, refill a cup of coffee, and going to well, hold on. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for you. Let's go down here and take a look at the new severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued. This is going to be for Tallapoosa County. This is, let me just read the verbiage for you here. The National Weather Service office in Birmingham has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Tallapoosa County in east central Alabama. This warning is in effect until 3:45 a.m. this morning. At 2:53 a.m., severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from Highway 9 and Highway 22 to western Lake Martin to near Eclectic, moving to the east at around 50 miles per hour. The hazard with this storm is going to be 60 mile per hour wind gust and penny-sized hail. Places like Alexander City, Tallahassee, Dadeville, Camp Hill, Jackson's Gap, Waverly, southern Lake Martin, eastern Lake Martin are all in the path of this storm. We also have an aerial flood advisory that's now been issued for Elmore, Lowndes, and Montgomery. The tornado watch continues for Coosa, Elmore, Lowndes, Montgomery, and Talladega through 4 a.m. this morning. And the tornado watch has been canceled for Autauga, Bibb, Blount, Chilton, Dallas, Etowah, Jefferson, Perry, Shelby, and St. Clair counties. So you guys are now in the clear. And the National Weather Service continues the severe thunderstorm warning for Coosa, Elmore, and Montgomery until 3:30 a.m. This morning. We have a new tornado watch that's coming, and if I had to guess, that watch is going to be for portions of Georgia. It may include East Alabama, but if it does, and I don't have the outline yet, that'll come to me momentarily. They give us heads up that they've issued it, and then it takes a few minutes for it to show up. If I had to guess, though, the new tornado watch will cover East Alabama and a good chunk of Georgia. If it does cover our East Alabama counties, I can tell you that just as soon as we get this line that's ongoing right now through East Alabama, which will take about another hour or so, maybe two, then that watch will be canceled early. Or at least the portion of the watch for East Alabama will be canceled early. I wouldn't expect it to stay up all day long. So let's see if we can give you the county outline yet. Nope, still hasn't come through yet. So anyway, in just a few moments, we'll be able to give you that tornado watch and tell you exactly which counties are covered under it. But again, a severe thunderstorm warning now for portions of central and southern Tallapoosa, extreme southeastern Coosa, and northeastern and eastern Elmore County for a very strong thunderstorm that's moving through the area this morning. Moving up on Lake Martin now from Kalijah to Our Town. Those are the two heaviest areas of the storm. Heads up from Alexander City all the way down 280 to Jackson Gap to Dadeville, down here to Camp Hill and Waverly. This storm is going to make it through your area. And again, that's a pretty strong storm, dropping very heavy rainfall, gusty winds, and there is likely some hail involved with this as well as gusty winds. So we're going to step aside and take a quick break. I'll be back in just a few moments, and we will continue our coverage